For several decades, we've known about one effect of exercise on the brain, the endorphin high, that makes us feel good during and right after exercise. Recently, however, scientists have uncovered some longer-lasting effects that regular exercise improves your mood, decreases anxiety, improves sleep, improves our ability to handle stress, and raises self-esteem. Joining us for better insight into these findings is Dr. Michael Miller, editor-in-chief of the Harvard Mental Health Newsletter. Welcome, Dr. Miller.
Thank you.
So what's going on here? Is a good old-fashioned sweat going to be the new Prozac?
Well, it could be. You know, exercise is maybe the best thing you can do for your brain for all sorts of reasons. It makes the brain healthier simply, and it makes many of the nerve cells grow, function better, may even cause new nerve cell growth in the areas that are really key to improving your mood.
And I'll tell you, what exactly is going on in the brain to make all this happen? And we do know about the endorphins, and that's when the brain produces a certain hormone. But what's really going on otherwise to speak of the effect that you're talking about?
Well, we don't know exactly how it gets triggered, of course. But in addition to the endorphins, which I think do make people feel good after they exercise in a short-term way, what exercise also seems to do is it turns the genes on in your nerve cells. That we used to think that you were born with basically the number of nerve cells you were going to have throughout life. But what happens when you exercise is the genes turn on, they create new proteins which are instrumental for making nerve cells healthier. The nerve cells get plumper. They make new connections with other nerve cells, which is really the way we learn. And in a key area of the brain, an area that's it's called the hippocampus because it looks like a seahorse, and that's a Greek term for seahorse. It's instrumental in mood, and the nerve cells in that area make more connections. The nerve cells grow. New nerve cells get born, and there are this area of the brain gets bigger, and that's correlated with an improvement in mood. So we don't know all the details of how it works, but we know from mouse experiments and from human brain scan experiments that the brain actually changes when you exercise, and that's in good ways.
So you're almost talking about exercise as a form of, dare I say, brain fertilizer?
Well, kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of. That's right. And it is.
Go ahead.
It is like, in a way, it is like a new Prozac. The same changes that we see with exercise, we see when we give somebody an antidepressant. And all these connections are really key to regulating mood and feeling better.
Now, once these new nerve cells grow as a result of exercise, are they there forever, or can they start to disintegrate if you stop the exercise?
Well, if you stop the exercise, they don't disintegrate, but they can get smaller and function less well. So, I mean, the key really is keeping it going. In some interesting studies, what they showed is that it almost doesn't matter what kind of exercise you do, as long as you keep doing something a half hour a day and you persist. It doesn't have to be Olympic level training either. Even if you add things into your daily routine, like walking because you park further away from where you work, or taking the stairs instead of the elevator. If you do things that will add up to a half hour of some kind of exercise every day, that in itself can be helpful.
Now, is doing more going to be better?
Probably. To a point. I think you can actually, I think some people become so committed to working out that it begins to take over. So past a certain point, I think there's diminishing returns. But I think, people who are exercising vigorously and do a complete program where they're doing aerobic exercise and they're doing some resistance training and they do it an hour a day, that's going to be better than doing a half hour of sort of low impact exercise. But I'm concerned about good becoming the enemy